What's up, guys? Matty O'Malley with the Give It Away podcast and my co-host.
I'm Dan Smola.
And I'm Victor, the Good Boss.
Welcome back, man. It's so awesome to have Victor as a special guest. Before we get into the podcast, I just want to take just a quick minute and recognize the sponsors that kind of made this podcast come to life. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of dedication, and some of the awesome organizations that help put this thing together is, yours truly, Empower Health Group, Waz Brothers, the incredible and amazing Sando Films, and my promo buddy. We love and respect and appreciate everything everybody does to make the message come to light. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to accomplish. So thank you so much. If you're looking to be a sponsor in the foreseeable future, we'll be dropping content where you can get acknowledged, be part of providing a message for people in need. And we'll talk about that a little bit more at the end of the podcast. So yeah, I'm just going to start it up. We finally got Victor, the Good Boss.
Ooh, the weather cooperating today, finally.
It was tough, but I'm here.
We got Victor to come out, and those of you that don't know, Victor does some incredible stuff for our recovery community. He absolutely works tirelessly to provide people with scholarships. You have a nonprofit. You're in recovery yourself. Mm-hmm. And what an incredible way to give back to the community, because that's what matters. So I don't want to kind of hog the mic, right? What I want to know is, like, who is Victor? How did this even start?
Yeah, where did this whole thing come from?
Yeah.
Just kind of came out of nowhere, to be honest. I have a landscaping company, mason company, and I took care of my employees. That's where I got the name, the Good Boss.
Okay.
So that's how that kind of originated. And then I just kind of drive around from job to job, and I see a bunch of homeless people on the side of the road. So I said to myself, at the time I was making the content with my employees, and so I had a camera on my windshield, and I think I said to myself, let me see if I can get this kid off the streets and work for me. So that's kind of how that started, like the first homeless person.
Right.
I simply just asked him, hey, do you want a job? Do you want to get off the streets? I wanted to call his bluff and, see if he just wanted drugs or he really wanted a job.
Right.
So I asked a few people, a few people didn't really acknowledge when I asked them. And then this one kid, he's like, I do want to work. I just don't have a valid ID. And so me being the business owner, I don't care. I don't need a valid ID. Just come work.
Right.
I'll give you some cash for the day.
Yeah.
So the video went viral, and he didn't call me. I think he lost my number. So I went looking for him, and it took me about maybe a week or something like that. I finally found him, gave him my number again, and it turns out that he was getting high, so he needed to go to treatment. I had someone reach out from, I think it was Colorado, Roofers in Recovery, and he agreed to give him a scholarship. So I took him to treatment here just for the detox. And when he came out, I showed him the video. I told him that we have a full scholarship for him in Texas. And like my commitment to him was, if you go to treatment, I'll fly you down there myself, and then I'll come back to pick you up as soon as you're done.
Go. Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. So I lived up to my word. My word is really good. I stand by everything I say. There's a lot of people that I help now till this day because I've been doing this for like 5 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, my word is definitely good. Sometimes I forget things because I deal with a lot. I juggle, but yeah, and I've helped a lot of people throughout this journey.
Yeah. I mean, I see it. It's very obvious. You have quite a vast following, right? A lot of people just love watching the journey of people go through the recovery process, right? And I think it's cool to, my personal viewpoint on it is like, it's cool to flash a light on what it looks like at ground zero, right?
That's right, yeah.
Like some people will have a negative, kind of viewpoint on it, but I think it's important for the world to see, I wish people could, see what I look like.
That's right, yeah.
When I was literally bleeding from my arm shooting dope, right? And then you get to watch, I watched the videos, right? And it's somebody that's just so broken. Then you approach these individuals with such a calm demeanor.
Yeah.
Right. I'm Victor. You introduce yourself. You got really good at like building that comfort off of the first conversation. And then you get to see, I saw that girl that you got her into treatment, got her extended care, and then went further and helped her like build her self-esteem and got her a new smile at the dentist. Yeah. Right? Like, that's cool. How hard was it to get your product to the place where like you can do all that stuff, right? Like, how did it progress to that point?
I mean, consistency. I stayed consistent. It was hard. I mean, it's still hard to this day because now I'm trying to build something even bigger. I'm trying to build something where everyone that I help, like you said earlier, they help, they give it back, so that we can help more people on a bigger scale. But a lot of stuff kind of falls into play. Like, for example, her teeth. So her name is Karen. Yeah. That kind of, I made the video, it went viral. First of all, most people don't really know. I mean, you can see in the video, it was hell trying to get her into treatment, get her on an airplane. She wanted to leave the airport. So we missed the first flight. We had to take the second one. So we had to wait like an extra hour and a half at the gate. Detoxing. She wanted a cigarette so bad. She was like, fuck this. I want a cigarette right now. I can swear on this, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Crazy.
So I have video of her kicking the wall in the airport. And this is right at Logan Airport. People all around were staring at us. And it's like, people don't get what I have to go through. But I go through it because I care. And I had my best friend with me at the time. He helps me a lot with transporting people. And we had to play like bad cop, good cop. Like, I was talking to her at one point and I got frustrated. So I had to walk away. Then he took her to sit down, got her a sandwich, got her a Gatorade. And between the both of us, we got her to stay and get on that airplane. And if she didn't, she'd be off and running still. She'd probably be dead. Yep. And now, like, if you look at her before and after, it's insane.
I love that you touched on that part too, because a lot of people from obviously even from where I'm standing, like, I know the difficulties of like people trying to, because they're scared, they don't know how to navigate it, the negative what if belief system, right? But people don't understand like what goes into like that crazy wild goose chase trying to help somebody like that, because you got to jump through hoops and you're a human being.
That's right. Yeah.
So you get fucking frustrated, man. And especially if your heart's in it, you get emotionally attached to it. Yeah. So you're trying to fucking know, you got to fucking this, that, and everything. And then everyone just sees, oh, Victor did this. Oh, this person did that. Oh, he must have made money off of this.
Of course, yeah.
That negative, because it's real easy to sit on your couch and be like, oh, must be nice. Look at him doing that. They don't understand that this is a fucking 100-hour-a-week job that you're doing trying to save people's lives.
God forbid humans do things out of the kindness of their own heart, and that's what drives the hustle versus money, property, and prestige. It is a real thing, and I deal with it all the time. I own a treatment center, so I have a family that's taken care of. But like everything that I do, is I learned a long time ago. Have the spiritual aim and the financial will follow. Right?
That's right.
It's pretty simple. Do the right thing for the right reasons, and good shit happens.
Definitely.
Right? So when good shit happens, when you do the right things for the right reasons, people usually have, a biased opinion, or they're like, they took a shortcut. I'm like, yeah, well,
the
you don't see the fucking the stress or the fucking baggage or the dismay that not me, but my family's, takes on, and it's a true hustle. And I think you guys are super, both of you guys are super fucking awesome, to be honest, right? Because I know both of you guys have full-blown careers, right? You have full-blown professional careers, right? Versus I have a career, but that's all I do.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just in the treatment space, right? Dan has a construction company. You have a masonry company and landscaping, and then you guys do all of this helping on the side.
Mm-hmm.
How is that, man? How do you guys fucking do that?
I mean, well, I would say for me, man, there's never been something more rewarding that I've ever felt in my entire life. When I realized that, like, the material shit is just material shit, and like being able to help somebody, like to see that glimmer in their eye, or when you open it, and we touched on this the last episode too, open that door a little bit so you gave somebody hope. You get to see them change, and like even seeing in the videos, you know, you get to only see segments of it, but you can see that, and they're like, oh my God, now their what if belief system. Well, what if I could? You know, what if he said is true? And when you can instill that in somebody, man, I feel like God gives you a pat on the back for those kind of things.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is my new high, you know, helping people, giving them that fresh start. This is my high. I'm addicted to it. Everyone that knows me, they know how addicted I am to it, and I'll never stop. So now I'm just, yeah, it really is. So now I'm just thinking of other avenues, how to do this on a bigger scale, and how I'm doing it. You know, it's getting there.
Some would say, you know, an act of kindness more or less turned into your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
And, you know, behind what I'm interested to know is like, yeah, I think everybody knows Victor, the good boss, and all of the good that you do, right? What's life look like for Victor, right? You're in recovery. How did you get to recovery? What did that look like for you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you're identifying with these human beings through emotion,
Yeah.
which means that you have a personal experience with those emotions that's driving
Mm-hmm.
your purpose, right?
Yeah.
So what did that look like for Victor?
Well, so I mean, my experience, I was just your average kid that, you know, hung around with I don't want to say the wrong crowd, but the crowd that I chose to hang around with. You know, we started smoking weed, and then it led to hanging out at the farm, and then it got into more serious, you know, drugs, cocaine. I think I tried cocaine on my 16th birthday or 17th birthday.
It's a great age to start cocaine.
Yeah,
You know, right?
I mean, I did it. I loved it. And then from there, I just kept doing it. I was a party animal.
Yeah.
I grew up in the club life at a young age.
Yeah.
So I just kept hanging out with these friends and was loving life. And then I started selling drugs, started selling OC80s. And then I never did an OC80 my whole life.
Right.
I was just selling them to support my cocaine habit. I would have hotel rooms every weekend, paying for everyone to just hang out and party. I'd bring three ounces of Coke or whatever.
Yeah.
And just have fun.
Oh, just something light.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'd be selling drugs. I remember I had an Infiniti G35. I was 17 and I got that car all on my own.
Yeah.
And I just remember all the cash I was pulling in. I had like just rolls of cash. I would put it in that small little glove box that's above the glove box.
Yeah,
Just-
right by the little clock. that they
Yeah,
have in
yeah, to the
dash.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure, man.
So I would do that, and I made good money. You know, I didn't sell for a long time. It was short time, and I was making like $7,000 a week or something like that. And then I got caught. You know, it caught up to me. And there was a point where I tried perks. So I was doing perks, coke, drinking. And then I got caught, and then I stayed on bail for 3 years. Out on bail. I did the right thing. I started a company, and then I got caught. I got caught a second time.
Okay.
So the second time is when I went into prison. So yeah, I was out on bail for 3 years, started a company. And then that second time I got caught, it was an undercover cop. I just picked up some coke. We were chilling in the parking lot. I was breaking up a line. He knocks on the window, and I'm like, fuck. He shows his badge. He had like on the necklace.
Yeah.
And so that's the second time I got caught. And then they just threw me right in prison. I did almost 2 years. That's how I got clean. I detoxed in prison.
Yeah, man. And I love that you shared that because everybody's eligible for that. Dude. Same. Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many fucking times I've been to Middleton, you know, detoxing on fucking, what is it, D-Pod or whatever it was, dude. It sucked.
Yeah. So I was in state prison. That's where I detoxed, and it was fucking awful. But you know what? It made me never want to go through that again.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was there for almost 2 years, so I had a lot of time to think. And that's what I did. You know, I thought about how can I come out and better my life, and I started my company again. And then I just worked so hard, didn't touch any drugs. I met my fiance. We eventually had kids. I have 2 beautiful daughters, and I work every day, for their life so they can have a better life. And now me helping people, it's very rewarding to me.
Sure.
It's cool too because my kids see what I do. They know what I do.
Yeah.
I'm not shying away from it. And like my oldest, she has that same mentality. Like she has that same heart. Just because she's a little older, she helps people in school. Like she's always down to help someone. There was this kid in school. He was disabled, and she grabbed his books for him. Just super caring, and it's cool to know that. She got that from me just by.
You keep that energy. If you're pushing that outside, man, it affects your household directly also, man, for sure. Running a program, I see that firsthand because my wife and daughter left. And when I cleaned up, I was only focusing on getting me okay. And in doing that, you learn how to love yourself. And when you learn how to love yourself, then that's all that pours out of you. You just love to other people too. Yeah. So for sure, it's a beautiful thing to bring in the household, man.
It's awesome.
Yeah. It's cool. I mean, it sounds like insanity. It sounds like, absolute chaos, right?
Yeah.
Knowing the results of things and doing it again anyways because we're powerless. And, the only way out is to be stopped completely, right? Sometimes it's death. Sometimes it's jails, institutions, right? It's important for people to hear that stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's where my disease takes me, right? To the bottom, right? And then to hear how you talk about your kids, man. I'm a firm believer, like, all the accolades, they're going to come, they're going to go, then they might come back, they might go again, they might come back. But how I treat people and how I treat my wife in front of my kids, is how they're going to expect, because you have girls. I have girls.
There's a lot of estrogen in this room right now.
Right. So they're going to attract or be attracted to how a woman should be treated, right? It's such a big responsibility. And how cool is it to do that friggin' clean and sober and then to be of service, right?
And it's awesome.
Because you can feel it too. When you're out there running, you can't feel anything.
That's right.
You can't feel good. You can't feel bad. You're trying to not feel bad, but you don't get to choose at that point.
Dude, I'm the type of drug addict that if I'm out there running, I'm stepping over my kids to get the next one. You know what I mean? There's no denying the fact, right? As much as I'd like to say, I'm not morally that detached. Yeah. You put one in me and I'm running, I will step over my wife, my kids, and everything that I care about for the next one. There is no denying it. And that's why it's important. What, so what do you do to like maintain, like, obviously, like you got the kids, you got the nonprofit, you're always of service, right? Like, people are probably wondering, like, how does this guy, function on a day-to-day? What does Vic do for Vic? Like, what do you do for your mental sanity and your wellness? And, what does that look like, right? Because, a lot of people carry a lot of stuff and try to find time to fit in this, that, and the third, right? I think it would be helpful to share.
Yeah, I mean, to be truthful, I carry a lot of weight and I don't really take care of myself. I don't. I'm trying to. Every day is a different day. I've been focusing on my health lately, but like most of this whole time that I've been doing this, I haven't been taking care of myself.
Okay.
I handle a heavy load, fine. I don't know how I do it. I think about my family. I make sure that, mentally I'm okay, but I guess I'm just drained. Yeah. But I mean, when I go home at night, I try and, just be there for my family. But there's been a lot of times where I'm home at night and my phone's still ringing. Right. So like, I'm still trying to figure that out. I have a full-time assistant that I hired. I have people in California, Florida. I'm trying to do like a triangle right now. So like they're kind of helping me out in those states because those are the states that I'm mostly in. Yeah. So they've been really, stepping up and just helping me out. So things have been great lately, but I'm still doing so much. I'm trying to help so many people and I just can't stop. Like it sounds crazy to say, but like I don't want to stop until I get to a point where like there's a bunch of people working around me, doing what I do, making it a little easier on me.
Gotta just clone you, man.
I know a guy, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a guy.
What, he's got a phone?
Yeah, it's behind Good Times in Cambridge, dude. He's got it in his trunk. Yeah, Good Times. Yeah, dude. I got stabbed with a key there before. Yeah.
And how many?
You know, I appreciate the honesty, man, because sometimes that's what life hands you, right? Like sometimes you can't do that's also a reality, right? It's like I don't do stuff for myself, right? And people need to know, like you got to outsource to, you know, kind of make manageability real, right? I, have had the privilege of working with your assistant. She's incredible. And I love the vision, right? When I started, I had a vision. I'm like, dude, I want to do this and I want this person to do this and I want this person to do that, right? And I was a lot like you. I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
I was tired. Late nights, early mornings, consistent work ethic, right? And then eventually you get those people, right? You got to think it into existence.
Yep. It takes some time, but it will happen.
100%.
Falls in your lap. Like you said, you do good, it's going to come back and do good on you.
Right. There's the bank, dude.
Yeah.
And, I'd like to point out one thing too, right? Because I like to acknowledge small victories, right? Like I've been communicating with you for a little bit now and like, you're doing some things to, enjoy the time that you do have, right? Like, I know we were talking about like, how cool is it that you try not to take calls or be home at a certain time so you can be with your family, right? That is doing stuff. So that's, super dope, right? Yeah, super dope.
How did, I don't want to step on you. How did the good project come to fruition? Like you were out there, yeah, you were a good boss. You helped this guy do that. How did that thing?
So the first person that I helped, everything just went crazy and everyone wanted to help out. People asked me, what's your Cash App? How can I help? And the only thing that I thought about was why not start a nonprofit, let people donate to help. So I don't have to come out of pocket. But, little did I know, I started the nonprofit, things were great, but I still came out of my own pocket. A decent amount of money because there were donations and then eventually they just started to slow down, because people, I don't know, certain people can donate certain times, certain can't. So it kind of went downhill and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to lose this. I want to keep it going. So then I started funding it myself and then it just started self-funding. Like people were donating. It was great. So the reason I started it was that first person that I helped.
I love that though. I like seeing that like humanity still is a thing, right? Yeah. So people see that and they want to be a part of, even if it's just a little slice of it, they still want to be selfless in their action. I think that's something special too.
That's so dope that you brought that to the forefront because people could say what they want, but what I heard is you invested in it emotionally first, right? And you invested into the dream and like the moral compass of just trying to help another human being struggling. Yeah. And then before all of the, the views and the platforms, you were funding it yourself, right? And you have a family and you have this, that, and the third, but yet you were paying for a new pair of clothes for somebody or spending hours on the phone trying to pull that scholarship, dude, right? Yeah. That's important for people to know. That's badass, right? That and you should be recognized for that. And I applaud you for that.
Yeah, you're just a regular guy.
Yeah.
That's nice too, right? Like, cause I know a lot of times when people start to get light shining on them, it can go one of two ways.
Right.
And I love that you just stayed doing your thing. Stayed humble. I love the fact that you stay present with the family.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that.
For sure, man.
So how does, when you raise money, it's called what? Crowd fundraising? Or how does that go? So if somebody is interested in, hey, Victor, the Good Boss is awesome, and they see this podcast, right? Where do they go? How do they find your content? How do they find where they can donate, right? Because I know myself, I know Dan, we have followers and everybody that love to do the right thing. How do they start that process?
Well, so I have a new company. It's a for-profit crowdfunding platform where we take 8% of whatever's raised for a good reason. So my plan is I want to employ people to do what I do.
Incredible.
Yeah. So like there's another platform out there. I'm sure you guys all know about it. They took 5%. I think they still do. I don't know if they do or don't, but so we're taking 8%, and that's going to go to boots on the ground to actually help people, get them off the streets. I want to make a bunch of people like myself, give them the ability to go out there and hit the streets and find scholarships, make video of it, just give people a fresh start. So it's called freshstartcard.com. The reason why it's card is because there's a card that I give people.
Yeah.
So anytime we raise money for someone, that money goes on a card, and we give it to that person so that we can be transparent where the money goes. Yeah, we give them restrictions if they're in recovery, going through whatever, and they need, better money management. We kind of give them that money management. So let's say we raise 10 grand for someone. We give that person the card, and we can talk to them first and say, hey, what do you want to do? What's your plan with this money? And if they say, hey, I'm not really good with spending money, we'll give them a restriction. They can only spend 200 a week, 500 a week, whatever. So if we raise 10 grand, we take our 8%, and the rest of it can go on the card, slowly release to them. Yeah, if they need it all, I'm not going to tell you no. We just want to ask why. We don't want to be super invasive. I do want to be transparent. I want to show categories where the money's going, on a pie chart or something like that.
Yeah.
That way the people that donated, they know, okay, I donated to this campaign. They spent 80% on clothes, 20% on dental work, whatever. Right. We can put restrictions on the card. They can't buy liquor with it. They can't pull cash out with it. So it's like GoFundMe, but with more transparency, giving people accountability, structure.
Yeah, structure is super important, especially if you're coming off addiction. You need structure. People don't understand that. Consistency, structure, that's atmosphere for sure.
Yeah, and the reason why I did all this is because I've been through it. I've been helping these people, funding them on Cash App. If they need something, I tell them to ask me. So I'll literally get, dozens of text messages from people saying, hey, I need a haircut. Hey, I got to go to the supermarket. And I send them money from Cash App, from the nonprofit. That's how I did it all. So I said to myself, how can I create a card or a system or a platform that can hold these people accountable, help on a bigger scale? And here it is. Here.
That's so awesome because you're showing people how to live, right? And how to be a member of society, right? And I'll be the first one because I've been in this industry for a decade now. That's where the whole industry as a whole drops the ball, right? People go into treatment, detox, PHP, IOP, and then they readmit, right? In transparency, a lot of places want people to readmit, right? And that's the unfortunate truth. I like to think that we do things a little differently, but what stops an addict from readmitting into a program is life skills. That's right. Right?
You teach them that, then they're good.
Yep. Right.
But they have to take it and use the tool.
100%. So and I remember we were talking about this. It's so important to show people how to live in fucking society after this, to have a successful future, right? Dude, I was a heroin dope puddle junkie, right? When I got clean, I didn't know how to budget a checkbook, how to be a gentleman. You heard me say I would step over my kids for the next one. And then additionally, right, I remember, when I first went to treatment in Florida, I went to a place in Pompano, and they told me that I had to go grocery shopping on my own, right? Yeah. And I walked in the grocery store, and I thought I need milk and Captain Crunch cereal, right? You know, that's how I was before I got taught or had people guiding me that way. But you know what happened to me? Because I couldn't do such a simple thing, and there were functioning adults in that grocery store, I thought everybody was staring at me, and I thought they were judging me, and I became so insecure. I ended up relapsing over a grocery store trip because of my self-esteem, because I didn't know how to live like that, right? In the old, this is all I know how to do, until somebody like yourself says, no, you're capable of more.
I love the idea of a template, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Because, and once they start getting more comfortable, right, then they're going to be like, you know, I'm really doing it. It's like such a good, like when you can give yourself the pat on the back that you need, right, that you might have been expecting from everybody in your entire life and you weren't getting it, and you end up on the street. For you to be able to do that for people, man, it's that's amazing. I wasn't a heroin puddle junkie. I was actually one of those judgmental fucks that would have been like, at least I got it better than this guy, because I was always basing how I felt off of how I thought other people were looking, because I had some stuff, which that was going to kill me, you know? There's some certain instances in my journey in recovery that changed that significantly. But I see things through a completely different lens now. I see how fortunate that I am, or that I was, and that's what kind of is the fuel to my fire now, as far as I'll do whatever. I mean, you're talking about Cash App. There's so many people that call me, and I tell them, buddy, the bank's closed, but I'll send you groceries.
Yeah.
Because I know, because if I just know how the addict mind works. So I want to help you, but I can't help kill you, you know? So
Yeah, like you could give someone a fresh start card. It could only be allowed to be used in a supermarket, you know? So if someone needs groceries, all right, here, I'm going to fund you this money on the card. Go get groceries.
it's a beautiful plan.
Nothing else to worry about.
I love that.
So awesome, dude. It's so awesome. I think and I also want to point out one thing. We were talking in the beginning, and I think it's important for people to know this, right? And what you're doing is important work, right? Because I got clean off a scholarship. Somebody like yourself saw something in me, and he was like, I'm going to give you a scholarship, right? And I got clean, and I'm coming up on 9 years, right? God's grace and glory, right? DA?
Yeah, by the time this airs, I'll have 2 successful, beautiful years in recovery.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, very excited about that. Matt scholarship me, and I didn't even want to take it. My ego was still so strong, and he was like, you're going to have to get used to needing help and asking for help, but I'm giving you this. I'm not taking your money.
That's awesome.
And he said, just keep coming. And then it's people like that reshaped my whole perspective in life, man. Yeah. So it's a very, very special thing what you do.
So it just, here's 2 individuals sitting on both sides of you that are direct results of a shot, a fresh start, right?
So awesome.
And it's, so that, I hope that continues to drive you, right? And it's the gift that keeps on giving. When Dan was like, you're giving me a scholarship, my brain goes, well, what the fuck should I say to this kid, right? I said what that person said to me. I said to Dan, you got something in you. You have a gift to share with people. Help somebody someday, right? And like we were saying, we can't help everybody. Yeah. But hopefully we help enough people, and they can start helping people in the pyramid scheme of helping people,
not helping one another.
That's right. Yeah. Therapeutic value. This has been an awesome, episode. For me, I want to do something for you, to help you do your job and what you do and your purpose. So I'm going to call it a purpose, right? Because it sounds like it's a purpose to me, right? I'm going to give Victor, the good boss, and Fresh Start. 5 full scholarships a year
That's awesome.
to Empower Health Group, right? Everything included.
No.
Whoever you think is the best fit.
So we're going to make 5 more of them.
5 more of them, right? And then
Yeah, hopefully a little bit less foul language.
Sorry, everyone's different.
Nah, I'm
I
kidding.
got
man.
some people that I've helped that every other word out of their mouth is a swear.
yeah.
And then I have, others that are just so polite, so quiet. Everyone's different. So, but I'm very grateful. I really appreciate this.
Yeah,
a
no,
lot.
man.
Thank
You
you.
got
Look
it.
forward to working
And,
with
Thank
you.
you.
Sure, brother.
Yeah.
Dude, please, for God's sakes, get some people that aren't like physically fit as much as him, because the truth is I thought, this guy's going to beat the fucking shit out of me if I don't give him the scholarship.
Dude, I just needed a hug. I didn't want anything other than someone
He's
to
a
tell
big
me I
teddy
was
bear.
safe and okay, man.
So the way we close this podcast, right, and it's kind of the moral of the podcast, right, it's like what we did is we just shared a bunch of stuff, right? So we go down the line, right, and, if you could give the world one thing today, one piece of advice, right,
Yeah.
what would it be? What would you give away?
Everybody deserves a fresh start. There's so many people that are struggling, and people don't get the opportunity to have someone just say something nice to them. If you say something nice to someone, you have no idea. You're probably going to change their day. You could change their life. Not everyone can help someone, but even just saying something nice, like even if you see a homeless person on the side of the road, ask them how their day is, like, what's up, something like that can go a long way.
Incredible. That's good advice, man. The world needs to hear that. I appreciate it. Dan, what do you got to give away?
Man, lead with love, right? That's I touch on it a lot. Some big macho guy like me typically wouldn't have said that, how I used to previously run. But if you lead with love, man, and you're selfless, everybody feels it around you.
Amen.
Right. I'm going to keep on giving away what I know the best, right? Always give people what was given to you, right? And pass love and kindness and compassion, and not anger, resentment, and discontentment, right? Help people change the world one act of kindness at a time. Good. With that is the Give It Away podcast with Victor, the good boss.
Dan Smaller, baby.
Love and respect.
Love and respect.
We'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you, guys.